Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rahmawati Chandra as a lecturer semantic class. So now I want to present my analysis about polysemy in a song entitled "Shake It Up" by Taylor Swift. Okay, so this is the introduction of my article. Polysemy is the association of one word with two or more distinct meanings, and a polysem is a word or phrase with multiple meanings. And next is about some idea from expert about polysemy. As mentioned by Vicente 2017, states polysemy is characterized as the phenomenon whereby a single word form is associated with two or several related sets. And then polysemy is a different from monosemy, which has only one meaning for one word, and homonymy, which has the same pronunciation for several words, but there is no connection in meaning at all between words. Next is from Goddard 2000. Polysemy is proposed only when the meaning of a word cannot be expressed in a single reductive paraphrase, but requires further specification to capture the full scope of its application. Next from Braille, state polysemy is primarily a diachronic phenomenon, which arises as a consequence of changes in lexical semantics. When words acquire new meanings through use, their old meaning usually remain in the language. Okay, so from some expert report that we can conclude about polysemy in simply that polysemy is a word that will change its meaning if it is placed in a different context. In other words, this word adapts a collection of words in the sentence. Next is about the types of polysemy. According to Vicente 2017, there are three main types of polysemy. There are inherent or logical or dot-object polysemy, regular polysemy, and irregular or idiosyncratic polysemy. Next, about the definition. Inherent or logical is defined the polysemy of a word A with the sense AI and AJ as regular if there exists at least one word B with the polysemous sense BI and BJ being semantically distinguished in exactly the same way as AI and AJ, and irregular if the semantic distinction between AI and AJ is not exceeded by any other word in the language. Next is regular polysemy is typically associated with sense generated by mathematical relations and irregular polysemy with sense that are derived metaphorically. And next is irregular polysemy. Typical case of irregular polysemy is the English verb line, draw line, line around eyes, and etc. Okay, so next is about my objective. The aim of this article is to find out whether there is a sense of relation, especially polysemy in the song. How many polysemy in the song, and does polysemy help enrich and beautify the songs? Next, the method that I use a descriptive method. The descriptive method was used in this research because to explain the data and elaborate it according to the facts of the language data. And then next we into the discussion, and in the PowerPoint is the lyric from the song. So this is the first part. So in the first two lines, there is no polysemy or any other relation. Here, Taylor conveys that she is simply someone who likes to stay home, stay up late, who stuff don't have any good or useful qualities in them. Then these two lines, there is also no polysemy. On these two lines, Taylor takes the point of view of other people and what other people think is the meaning of the first two lines. This is. And next, in the first two lines, this I gone and then I can't. There's no polysemy too. Here Taylor conveys that she has dated several men, but none of them have been able to stay with her. And then in the second two lines, there is no polysemy too. In these two lines, Taylor takes the other person's point of view and what others think about the meaning of the first two lines with a slight modification in the third with the meaning that the most common in other people's mind are like that. And next is the refrain part is in the first two lines, but I keep and can stop. There is no polysemy there. Here Taylor conveys that continue to move gently and not to stop, and there is no desire to stop moving. And then the second two lines, it's like I got and saying it's gonna be alright. There is also no polysemy. In this line, because she is continuing to move, it's made a beautiful melody in his mind and seems to say everything would be fine to herself. Where she doesn't have to think about what other people think about her, but rumors, and keeps moving forward to make other great music. Okay, so next is about the chorus part. This. Okay, so in this chorus, I think there is a polysemy in it, especially in some parts. Okay, so in the first line, because the first gonna play, here is included in polysemy because the meaning of the play has two meanings. There will be two meanings. The first is people who like to play, and the second is the people who like to create a drama or exaggerating things, which of course will continue to do the drama. Here Taylor uses the second meaning that the people who do the drama will continue to play, which means continue to make bad rumors about her and the people who are exaggerating the situation. And the second, the hair is gonna hate. There is no polysemy in it. The word hate here is still interpreted as hate or the overall meaning of the sentence that people who hate someone or something will continue to hate them. In the third lines, baby, I'm just going to shake. The word shake has many meanings. According to Merriam-Webster, the word shake is to cause to move to a front, up and down, or from side to side, especially in a repetitive, rhythmic, or quick, jerky manner. For the meaning, this is the most relatable for what Taylors want to convey to the listeners. Taylor wants to convey that she keeps moving or rather ignores all that other people do in the two lines above this. And then the fourth line, there is no polysemy too. Shake it off is a phrasal verb in the form of shake up, which means, according to Merriam-Webster, is an act or instant of getting rid of what is unpleasant, undesirable, and unwanted. The meaning that Taylor wants to convey is the same as the meaning. Taylor wants to let go and get rid of all the things that she thinks are disturbing his life by dancing. Next is this heartbreak is gonna break and the break is gonna break and so on. So in the first line, the word break, this uh, here is included in polysemy because it has many meanings. According to Merriam-Webster, there are 18 meanings conveyed by a sentence that use the word break, depending on the context in the sentence. In this song, Taylor intends to say that people who are heartbroken because her careers continue to improve, make these people continue to be broken. And next, the fake is gonna fake. The word fake is not included in polysemy because it only has one meaning, namely not true. In this line, Taylor means that two-faced people or people who are only good in the front but bad in the back will continue to be like that because they are used to their bad nature. And next is baby, I'm just gonna shake. And this explanation same as before, and for the fourth line is same as before. Okay, next. Okay, this part, we never miss a bit. I'm lighting on my feet, and that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. In the first line, the word beat is included in polysemy. The word beat has many meanings. One of the meanings desired by Taylor is surpassing. Here, Taylor said that she never missed the slightest opportunity that exists under the pretext that his career continues to improve and in a positive context. Next is the word light, that is lightning, is included in polysemy. The word light has many meanings. One of the meanings that Taylor was to have is little white, not heavy. What this means is that Taylor heavily leaves everyone he loves, ridicules, or hates her without feeling burdened or sad in the slightest. And the third and the fourth lines have more or less the same meanings, only the difference is in the addition of the word and in the third line. This means at least that what people don't see or other people don't realize about her. It here relates to the previous two lines, which are about what happened to Taylor behind everything that these people did. Next is this part. I'm dancing on my own. I made the moves as I go, and that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. On the first line, there is no policy here. This line was inspired by people laughing at Taylor while dancing. Even though Taylor didn't do anything wrong, but people thought her dancing was weird. But Taylor ignored this, and she continues to dance of his own free will. And the second line is, as in the previous line, there is no polysymmetry. There is only a literal meaning of the sentence, which means that Taylor continued to move forward away from people who did not like her while dancing, which helped her not to listen to negative words of others towards her. And for the third and the fourth, explanation same as before. Yes, for the refrain and the chorus part is the explanation same as the previous slide. Okay, so we move to this part, hey, 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 this thing why you've been getting down and about the liars and so on. Okay, so starting from the first line, this to the third, this, you quote, been getting down. There's no polysemy. And in the first line, Taylor seemed to call people informally. Then she said that when we are feeling sad, disappointed, or others have feeling as it happens, because of people who have done lives of hypocrites. This one. Or then the impact of the burden people who feel this or with the meaning of people not doing things in a positive way. Then for the last line, this to be sick bit. The word sick has several meanings according to Merriam-Webster. The meaning that is suitable for this line is included in the type of slang, which means outstandingly or amazingly good or impressive. Thus, when people who were feeling sad had to listen to the song so that their sadness turned into happiness. Okay, so for the next part is this part, my X-Men, I'm just going to shake, and so on. Okay, so in the first two lines, there is no polysemy. This Taylor tells that her ex-boyfriend has been with a new girl who accidentally is her boyfriend's new lover. Then the woman was shocked to make Taylor Swift shocked to make her say, "Oh my God!" Then in the next line, there's polysemy, namely the word shake, which the most suitable meaning for this line is to clap hands. Here, Taylor gives a round of applause to his ex-new lover. Then Taylor asks the girl by calling her Bella, which is the same as friend. Then edit a little description that the girl has very beautiful hair by replacing the word very nice with Ella. Then on the next line, there was no polysemy. This sentence conveys the true meaning or quote with the literal meaning, where the Taylor calls the girl to over something. This. And then in this last line, there's a polysemy once again on the word shake, but it has a different meaning from the previous one. The word shake here is Taylor offering to the girl with dance with her. According to Merriam-Webster, the word shake is to cause to move to and from, up and down, or from side to side, especially in a repetitive, frightening, or quick, jerky manner. Okay, so for the rest lyric is just like this, and for the explanation is same as before. Okay, so we are going to the result. So there is 6 polysemy in the song, and the meaning are sometimes different from words in one part to another part. And then for the next result is the use of polysemy in a song makes the song rich in meaning. The song will be more meaningful when it uses beautiful words and has a broad meaning. Certainly, the use of polysemy in song is very genius, and not everyone can make it well. The right placement will make the meaning very good. And then, in addition, the use of words that are included in polysemy can make a song more interesting. Certainly, they will start looking for the lyrics and understand what the song means. This is one of the advantages obtained by the song. Then polysemy can change the meaning of the song and will depend on the listener's perception. If the other doesn't confirm the true meaning, then it is likely to make the meaning of the song more varied. Okay, so we are in the last part of my article, that is conclusion. Polysemy is one of the sense of relation in semantics. Polysemy is characterized as the phenomenon whereby a single word form is associated with two or several related sense. Most of the English words are polysemy. Then the polysemy on the song Shake It Off by Taylor Swift makes the song more interesting and beautiful. Moreover, the use of polysemy in a song makes the song richer in meaning. In other words, making a song more than just a collection of words wrapped in a melody. Okay, so that's all my presentation from my article. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay safe and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.